Thank you.
When was a
Okay, guys, I'm back once again with another video. If today is your first time watching Foresight TV 7, can you do me a favor by subscribing to my YouTube channel? After subscribing, like the video and share to other people as well. So today we're about to talk about the kingdom that brought religion to, Africa. The kingdom that brought religion to Africa. And we have the kingdom of Babylon. Babylon. They worship other idols and gods, a lot of gods. We have a lot of gods over there. Those Babylonian gods that they worship. King Nebuchadnezzar, he don't worship God, although it is God who installed him as a king, but he doesn't worship God. He has his things that he worship. So from King Nebuchadnezzar, if you could remember, Nebuchadnezzar had a dream and he saw an image. He saw an image and he wanted to know what that dream means. And the dream that he had also, he has forgotten about the dream. He has forgotten the dream. So he wanted to know the dream and its interpretation. So what happened is he worked with the magicians, the astrologists, those juju, the fetish priests. He worked with those people. So for him to understand the dream, he consulted those people and asked them that I had a dream, and the dream that I had, I did not understand the dream, and even the dream itself, I've forgotten about the dream. So I want you people to help me to know that if you could remember me and tell me the meaning of the dream. So the magicians, the astrologists were not able to tell King Nebuchadnezzar the dream. And if you could remember, Nebuchadnezzar went to Jerusalem, Israel, to destroy the people of Israel, attack them, and destroy their temple. When Nebuchadnezzar was coming, there are some things in the temple of the Jewish people which they use to, do their Passover, their church service, and all that. Nebuchadnezzar bring all those things, and when he brought it, he hide them. He hide them at some place. So, he did not touch them, but the only thing he does is he destroyed the temple and bring some intelligent people from Jerusalem or Israel to his kingdom. Those people, Daniel is part, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Those people were part of the people that King Nebuchadnezzar brought to uh, Babylon or Babel. So those people were the people who helped the Nebuchadnezzar kingdom to grow. So when the Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that he couldn't understand the dream, he called the people. The people also were not able to tell him the meaning of the dream and the dream itself. So Nebuchadnezzar got angry and he ordered that they should kill all the wise people in the town. The wise people, if he had a dream and the people were not able to explain the dream to him, then all the people in the town, they should kill the wise people in the town. So he gave order to one of his army commander called Ariok. Ariok. So Ariok also uh, went around. Ariok went around. Uh, you know, yeah, he wanted to start killing the intelligent people. So he met this guy called Daniel, and Arok narrated all the story to Daniel and told Daniel that King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream and he has forgotten about the dream and the meaning of the dream, the interpretation of the dream also. So he called the magicians, the astrologers, the fetish spirit, all these people were not able to explain the dream to King Nebuchadnezzar. So he ordered that they should kill all the wise men from uh, Babylon or Babel. So Daniel said to Aaron, why is it that just a dream that you had and you didn't understand the dream, you want to kill people? So Daniel told Arioch that I want to go to King Nebuchadnezzar and talk to him. If he could give me some few days for me to come and explain the dream and tell him the interpretation of the dream also. So Arioch to Arioch took uh, Daniel to King Nebuchadnezzar. I see that one person has joined. Thank you very much. Just drop your comment if you have joined this conversation. It's very, very important to to learn this. So um, Arioch also sent Daniel to King Nebuchadnezzar, and Nebuchadnezzar asked Daniel, "Are you?" Arioch told Nebuchadnezzar, "I found this Hebrew guy who wanted to interpret or tells you your dream." So Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar that when you had a dream, you didn't call me, but rather you call your people, the magicians, the astrology, to tell you the meaning of the dream and its interpretation. But you didn't call me. But we have a God in heaven who can interpret your dream and tell the dream that you had. So Daniel asked Nebuchadnezzar to give him some few days, and uh, Daniel went and told the matter to his fellow brothers, which are Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, which now we call them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were named by King Nebuchadnezzar uh, gods because of how intelligent they are, and he named these three gentlemen after the gods that he worshipped. So for a few days later, Daniel slept and he had the same dream that King Nebuchadnezzar had. After waking up, he thanked God that he has revealed the dream to him. So he went to King Nebuchadnezzar and told him that, King Nebuchadnezzar, when you slept in your dream, you had this dream that there is um there is this great image. There is this great image that stood in front of you. Let me try and see if I can get that picture for you. I'm trying to get that picture for you so that you see what I mean. So he said, you had a dream, you didn't call us. There is where in your dream you had a dream and you saw this great, a huge image that stood in front of you. This image, the head is gold, and the uh, the the chest is silver, and the waist is bronze, and the leg to the toe is mixed with clay and iron. So King Nebuchadnezzar sat down, and he said, yes, this is the dream that I had. And Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar that now that I will explain the dream to you, this is the dream that you had. This is the dream that you had. So this is the dream. He interpreted the dream to him that after you, there will be another kingdom, which that kingdom will not be that strong as you, Nebuchadnezzar, your kingdom. And that kingdom will be Media and Persia. So that Media and Persia kingdom will take over your throne. So Nebuchadnezzar kingdom went to an end in the days of Belshazzar. This is what happened when Nebuchadnezzar went to Israel or Jerusalem to destroy their temple in the year BC 456. BC 456. He brought out those calves that the Jewish people use for their worshiping of God, and he hid them. Nebuchadnezzar doesn't touch those things. When Belshazzar came, Belshazzar went to the place where Nebuchadnezzar hid those calves and took the cup and was drinking wine in it with his wife and his concubines and all that. So God sent just hand like this to the room where they are to write some things on the wall. The thing that they wrote on the wall, they don't understand. So Belshazzar's wife said they should go and call Daniel. When Daniel come, he will explain those written on the wall. So they went to call Daniel. When Daniel entered the palace, he saw that there is this cup that his great father, Nebuchadnezzar, brought from uh, Jerusalem. Is in front of him with his wife and his concubines were drinking wine in it. So Daniel watched the written on the wall and he said, this is the written. The written, he said, Mene mene tekel ofasin. Mene mene tekel ofasin. Mene mene tekel ofasin means numbered, weighed, divided. Numbered, weighed, divided. That means your kingdom has been weighed on a scale, and your kingdom has been weighed on a scale, and it does not have any value any longer. So your kingdom have to be what? Pass away. So through Belshazzar, the kingdom of Babylon went away or passed, and the kingdom was given to Medo-Persia. The Grecia and Medo-Persia. The Medo-Persia is a two different country or town. We have the Media and the Persia. So it is two kings, Darius the Great and Cyrus the Great. Darius and Cyrus. So when these people came, Darius said he wanted to build a temple that King Nebuchadnezzar has destroyed. He wanted to build that temple back to the Jewish people. So he built the temple truly to the Jewish people, which are the Israelites. So after building that temple, the Medo-Persia also went to an end, and this guy conquered them. The guy called Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, his father was King Philip, and the person who taught him how to conquer the Grecia, the Medo-Persia, were his master, the person who teach him or taught him how to conquer the people of Medo-Persia were Aristotle. If those that have those signs, Aristotle. He taught Alexander how to conquer the Medo-Persian, and he truly conquered them. He truly conquered them, and he came to take the throne. So, at the age of 30 years, Alexander the Great was controlling the whole world. Those days, we don't have something like president. We we have kings or kingdoms. If this kingdom were able to conquer your kingdom or your city, they let you come under them. Then they control you. That's what happened those days. We don't have president, we don't have democracy. There's nothing like democracy, human rights, and all those things. We don't have such things those days. So what we have is kings. Kings. The kings only rule. When they conquer you, they rule over you. So Nebuchadnezzar, Grecian Empire also came to take over the Medo-Persian, Media and Persian kingdom. So we have three kingdoms: Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Grecian Empire. And there's this peaceful country called Rome. This is where the problems started from. This is where the problem is from. Rome. Rome, we have Rome and we have the church. We have church and state. Church and state. So this is where the problem is from. So there's this country or this town called Rome. Rome was one of the peaceful countries so far on the planet Earth before they came to Rome. And Rome, they don't worship God. They worship idols, those old ancient Babylonian gods that they worship. That's what they worship. That is what the Rome they worship. So there's this guy called Paul from Jerusalem or from Israel who brought the word of God to Rome. By then, there's nothing like Christianity, Islam. The only religion that they have is Judaism, the Jewish religion. That's what we have. So Paul was roaming about, preaching the word, roaming about, preaching the word, roaming about, preaching the word. So he thought to go to Rome to see how Rome is. So Paul went there to preach the word. So if you could remember in the Bible, in Acts chapter 16, verse number 16, when Paul went to Rome, he preached the word, and they get hold on Paul and his brother called Silas, and they lashed them. The Romans said that they are Romans and they are not allowed to adopt any different religion apart from what they know. Apart from what they know, which are the gods that they worship and all that. And this Paul was one of the stubborn and brave evangelists that when you beat him, the following day he will come back again. So he was doing that, and there's this man called Paul was able to establish the church over there in the church in Rome. So there's this guy called Constantine in the year AD 315. AD 315, and Constantine came to be the king on the Romans Empire, the Roman Empire. He was the king over there, and his mother is called Queen Helena. This Queen Helena was the one sponsoring Constantine. So Constantine sat back and thought of how to, unite these people who brought this religion called Judaism and all that, and those that did not worship their religion. So Constantine thought of giving or coming out with different idea that will make him succeed and will get the power to rule the people. So he said, now we all need to, adopt, or he has raised up his hand and said that I want to be a follower of Christ or a follower of God. I want to worship God. Once he wanted to deceive the people, so he just raised up his hand and said, no, now I've changed. I want to worship God. I want to be the follower of Christ and all that. And he starts. So from there, when the church needs something, he helped them and all that. So now he also became one of the pillar for the church. But bear in mind that the church was in Rome. So the church, the people of Rome has more power. So through that, they killed Paul. Through that, they killed Paul. A man called Emperor Nero. They beheaded Paul. They beheaded Paul in Rome. That's where Paul ended his work. And the people of the Rome took the church. They took the church, and now they established the church, and and there we have the Church of Rome. The Church of Rome. So bear in mind, we have the church and the state. We have the church and the state. So the kingdom called Rome has ruled the world before. So when the Rome was going to an end, and they hand over the power to the church. If you could remember, there is this pope called Pope Pius, when he was giving order and all that. And there's this German army commander called General Betia. He went to Napoleon, where the Pope is, and got hold on the Pope, and he killed the Pope, and everything went just like that, and the kingdom of Rome has come to an end. So when they have taken the power from them, the power was given to the church. So the from the Roman Empire, we have the Roman Catholic Church. Catholic means universal church. Catholic means universal church, whereby you can bring anything, whether you are worshiping gods, you do any ancient Babylon gods that you worship, you can bring all those things to the church. You can bring those things to the church. That's what they do. That's what they do. So there is this thing called inquisition and persecution, when the people who wanted to, speak the truth to the Roman Empire, if you don't want to abide by their rule, you have to die. So they were killing the Jewish people from there, killing the Jewish people. So I want us to watch this video, and let's see how what they did to the people. From there, then we continue with the
Roman Catholic Church made. In order to understand its birth, first we need to follow the process on how the early church in Rome, which had been persecuted, obtained recognition from the Roman Empire. The church in Rome kept the undefiled truth of the early church in its initial stage, but later accepted various gods of Rome and religious customs when it became acknowledged as a Roman religion. And this gave birth to the Roman Catholic Church that has the characteristics of the Apostle Paul preached the gospel of Christ to Palestine, Asia Minor, Greece, and finally in Rome. The church in Rome was not welcomed in its initial stage. It was because of the monotheism of Christianity and the polytheism of Rome conflicted with each other. The Romans believed that everything, humans, places, and goods, was inhabited by divinity. As they accepted folk beliefs of the people they conquered, far more various gods and religions prospered in Rome. Christian monotheism that appeared in this age went counter to the polytheistic concept of Rome, especially as the Roman emperors approved all the religions of the people they conquered in order to rule over them and to achieve their political purposes. This came into conflict with Christianity, so the Roman emperors persecuted the Christians. The early church was oppressed by many emperors, But there was a turning point during the reign of Emperor Constantine in the 3rd century. Polytheism of Rome looked as if they had converted, but in actuality it wasn't easy for them to get rid of the religious rites and institutions of worshipping the sun, the moon, and the stars, and various gods and goddesses who they had worshipped since their forefathers. The church in Rome sought for solutions to disburden the pagans when they converted to Christianity. It was to bring in things similar to the gods that the pagans had believed into the church. They thought they would increase the number of pagan converts by doing that. For the Christian bishops introduced, with but slight alterations into the Christian worship, those rites and institutions by which formerly the Greeks and Romans and others had manifested their piety and reverence towards their imaginary deities, supposing that the people would more readily embrace Christianity if they perceived the rites handed down to them from their fathers still existing unchanged among the Christians. The church in Rome that had been persecuted and despised wanted to put their roots down in Rome as an approved religion, even if they had to be mixed up with Roman polytheism. It was because they wanted to keep their faith in comfort, being freed from the extreme pain of persecution.
Okay, so guys, this is what there's nothing like Christianity. There's nothing like Christianity. We don't have Christianity. It was Judaism. Those days, it was Judaism. We have only Judaism. This is the only religion that we have. So when they adopt the religion called Judaism, there they establish their religion called Christianity. So the church belongs to them. So now Constantine has the power, the authority to do whatever he wants. So it was the Roman Empire which gave the power to the to the church. So the church, there is this what happened to the church? There is this prince called John Wesley or Martin Luther. He realized that he keep on learning, realized that there are some things in the church that they are doing now which is not good. Burning of incense, worshipping of statues, and all those things. So he approached some of the leaders of the church and told them that this thing that we are doing, the Bible said it's not good for us to worship those images and burning of incense and all that. So they did not listen to him. So he tried writing some posts and paste it around the town and the church. So they wanted to kill Martin Luther, and he ran away to the Far East. There's one of the church over there. There's this Roman church. There's one church also over there. And there they have one person who is taking care of the church over there. The name of that person is Prince Harry. Prince Harry was also taking care of the other church in England. So when they tried to kill Martin Luther and he ran away to England, he met this Prince Harry over there. The name is Prince Harry the Eighth. He told the man that this is what the Catholic Church was doing. They are not worshiping God, but rather they are worshiping idols and all those stuff. So he said that he's going to use the method that is in the Bible, I'm going to use the method in the Bible. I'm going to use the method in the Bible. That's where he formed a church called Methodist. Methodist. So when they started, they were going to church on Saturday and all that. So the first Sunday church, or the first church that came out from the Judaism, was the Roman Catholic Church. They are the oldest church so far on planet Earth, and they gave birth to all the Christianity churches, whether charismatic, Pentecostal, and all those churches. It was the Roman Catholic Church that gave birth to those churches. So now Prince Henry also said that if Martin Luther has stopped the church and has formed his own church, then the church that I take care of in England, I'm going to take that church also. So he named the church Anglican. That's where we begin to have the Church of Anglican, Methodist, and all that. So now the power that has been given to the church is coming down, because Martin Luther has protested against the church. So now the church has been divided into 10 countries. 10 countries. Let me try and see if I can get you that picture so that you see. No. Difficult to get this picture. I want to get, like, trying to get this picture so that I can show it to you. I'm finding it difficult to get this picture. Let me try to get you that picture. So we have church and state. It was the Roman Catholic Church that was divided into 10 European countries. 10 European countries. Yes, the Roman Catholic Church, they were divided into 10 European countries. So bear in mind, the people who came to enslave our ancestors, they were not from anywhere, but rather they were from the European country, or from the Roman Catholic Church. They were from the Romans. Try and get you that picture here. Where is the picture? Where is the picture? Where is the picture? Oh, what's going on? Finding difficult, it's not coming down. I'm getting it. So the 10 European nations, we have Vandals, Portuguese, the Soviets, England, French, Portuguese, Italian, and those 7 countries, 7 great countries. It was 10, but 3 of them, these 10 wanted to give the power back to the Roman Catholic Church. 3 of them said, no, we will not allow. So these 3 were taken out from it. The 3 that were taken out were Louis Vandals and Ostrago. They are the people that was taken out from the 10. They were the 3 people that was taken out of the 10. And the one, which is the Roman Catholic Church, came to add up to the 7. And we have the country called, we have what we call G8. So they are the people ruling the world. So the first people to come to Africa, or West Africa, Ghana here, were the Portuguese. So bear in mind, these Portuguese know nothing about religion and worshiping of God. They are all thieves. They are all thieves. They know nothing about religion. So let's say if it were the Jewish people who were to come here, what do you think our countries will be like? Because the little research I made, or what I know about these Judaism people, they don't cheat. They don't cheat. But look at our Christianity now. So I would like to, end this video with another video, this live stream with another video. But I'll continue with part two. Part two, we are going to go into it deeply, where the Christianity started. We are going to look at these three religions, the Islam, Judaism, and Christianity, where they came from, and who are their leaders, and the one that it is chosen by God himself that we, the people, need to, worship. These three religions, we'll be looking at these three religions. So let's watch this video also.
The obelisk standing in the center of St. Peter's Square is closely related to sun worship. It was the custom of the ancient sun worship religions to make a pillar to worship the sun.
Yes.
Obelisk was set up at a temple or tomb as a monument.
So bear in mind, when Martin Luther protest against the Roman Catholic Church, he said that they are worshiping idols. Those idols that they are worshiping, those gods that they are worshiping, were the Babylonian and Egyptians god that they normally worship long time ago. By then, there was an Africa. Africa was older than the European countries. Africa was older than the European countries. Bear in mind, Africa is older than the European country. Africa is older than European countries. So before these European countries, Germany and those people, Portuguese would come, Africa was the long time before the European countries came. That's why we normally say that civilization started from Africa. We taught them how to write. We taught them a lot of things, but now they are claiming the ownership of it.
To worship the sun god. It typically had a pyramid-like shape at the top, and the pyramid is the emblem of the sun god of the Egyptians, Ra. Like this, the obelisk was made for the sun god. Then, why are the obelisks, the symbol of the sun worship, set up in front of the Catholic churches? When we look carefully at the obelisk standing in front of the Catholic Church, it has the star-shaped divine light and cross, which are symbolize the sun. Just as the obelisk is the symbol of sun worship, the cross on top is also the symbol of sun worship, which originated from Babylon. Crosses are also found in the murals of ancient Babylon and Assyria, especially.
Tammuz from Babylon. It was Nimrod who gave birth to Nimrod. Wife was Semiramis, and when Semiramis was there, he said that the husband died, and later on she had an affair with those that were in the town. He had an affair with them, and she got pregnant and gave birth to the son called Tammuz. So when she got pregnant, they asked him, "Where is your husband?" He said that his husband that died went to enter into the sun. So anytime they see that the sun has arisen, they should bow down and worship the sun. So that's where the sun worship came from. So when she got pregnant, she said that nobody has had an affair with her before getting pregnant. So the son that he had, the son will be holy as Christ is, because we were told, according to the Bible in Matthew chapter 2, that when Mary got pregnant, it is the Holy Spirit that led her pregnant. Nobody has had an affair with her. It is not Joseph who have sex with her before giving birth to Jesus Christ. So they transferred the story and everything to Semiramis and their wife, Semiramis and Tammuz, that the child that will be given birth, Semiramis will give birth to, the child will also be holy as Christ is. So when they gave birth to Tammuz, Tammuz also was giving birth to the day that his father was born, which is 25th December. So they call it reincarnation. It was Nimrod that came back again. From there, they start worshiping the sun. That's what happened before we get the worshiping of the sun. So that's what happened. A lot of things has happened that we need to learn all those things.
Actually, the image of cross on the headband of the sun god Tammuz shows that the cross is originated in Babylon. The Egyptians used the Ankh cross. The shape of the cross, made of two wooden poles, which the church started to use, came from the ancient Chaldean region. In the Chaldean Empire, the adjacent regions, including Egypt, the cross was used as a symbol of Tammuz. So, it is certain that the cross was made to worship the sun god. The Catholic Church set up obelisks in front of their churches and put the cross on top of them without exception. They put one more symbol on the sun on top of the solar pole obelisk. However, they made an excuse that they put the cross on top of the obelisk to show that they conquered the obelisk, which is the symbol of paganism. However, the obelisk standing in front of the church as a symbol is nothing but a vestige of idolatry, showing that they accepted the sun worship of pagans. The obelisk, the star shape of the divine light, and the cross are idols for the sun god of the pretense on belief in Jesus. The Pantheon is the oldest monument still standing in Rome. The Pantheon was rebuilt in 125 AD by Emperor Hadrian and dedicated to every known god as well as the sun god, the supreme
Emperor Hadrian. This is the man who killed 6 million Jewish. 6 million Jewish. If you could read the story of this Holocaust, he killed 6 million Jewish. So in the year 2000, Pope John Paul, came out and prayed with the people that they should forgive them their sin. Pope John Paul came out in the year 2000 that the world should forgive them their sin, but he did not state the kind of sin that they, the Roman Catholic, has committed, but he said they should forgive them their sin. So this Emperor Hadrian has killed over 6 million Jewish, and this Adolf Hitler, if you could remember, from Germany. So these are some of the things that happen. If you are not with them, that's why they say when you come to Rome, you do what Romans do. If you are not trying to, obey or do what they do, they will eliminate you. That's what's happening in there.
god of the Romans. Then Pope Boniface IV converted it into a Catholic church. The Pantheon, which once was the temple for the sun god but is now used as a Catholic church, is famous for its domed roof. This domed roof is the figuration of the sky and the universe. In the center of the dome, there is the oculus, a round opening with a diameter of 27 feet. The sunlight from the oculus is reminiscent of the round sun in the sky. The sunlight coming through the oculus lightens the inside of the church, and it creates an effect of the presence of the sun in the church. We can find the same round shape in St. Peter's Basilica as well. When we look up at the ceiling of St. Peter's Basilica, there is a circle like the sun at the center, and its shape looks like sunlight spreading from the circle. This kind of circular shape can be found not only in St. Peter's Basilica, but on the ceilings of most Catholic churches. Various forms of circle, which embody the sun, prove that the Catholic Church worships the sun. We can find another characteristic of the sun worship in the Catholic Church in their use of lamps and candles.
So, this is what John Wesley or Martin Luther spoke about, and they tried to kill him. That's what is happening here. So, if these people come to you and tell you these Portuguese also were from the Roman, the 10 European countries, they came to Africa and tell us that what you worship, what our ancestors worship, is not good, but rather they are bringing us religion, which they know nothing about. They are bringing us religion which they know nothing about. And behind doors, they are worshiping the same thing that our ancestors also worship. That means they have deceived us. They did not come with a correct religion.
Even in the daytime, they light lamps and candles on the altar. People buy the candles displayed before the statue of Mary, saints, and popes so that they can light the candle, put it on the altar, and pray. When starting the Mass or marching in procession after the Mass, the priest carrying the candle is always at the front. Where does the use of candles in Catholic Church come from?
So where does the usage of candle in Catholic Church come from? So they are going to tell us where it came from.
Historian Alexander Hislop says that the use of candles in the Catholic Church comes from pagan rites.
The use of these lamps and tapers comes from the same source as all the rest of the papal superstition. For so, according to the established rites of Zoroaster, was the sun god worshipped. In the pagan processions also at Rome, the wax candles largely figured, accompanied by crowds of all sorts that were initiated in the same religion, all with flame bow or wax candles in their hands. In the Molucca Islands, wax tapers used in the worship of Nito, or devil, whom these islanders adore.
Catholic scholars also admit that the use of candles in the Catholic Church came from paganism.
We need not shrink from admitting that candles, like incense and lustral water, were commonly employed in pagan worship.
You see, so this is what Martin Luther spoke about, that they are worshipping idol, burning of incense and worshipping of pagan idols and all those stuffs, and they tried to kill him and he ran away. So when you go to any of the Roman Catholic Church, you see a lot of symbols over there that represent, you may think that some of them, they said, some of the symbols, they say St. Peter, St. Anthony, St. Teresa, Our Lady of Mercy, Fatima, St. Paul, St. whatever. All these statues represent their idols and the pagan worship that they worship. So my question is, if these people are worshiping those things and they come to you that they have a religion that they want to offer to you, do you think that they are coming with the correct religion? That's where the problem lies.
And in the rites paid to the dead. We must not forget that most of these adjuncts to worship were not identified with any idolatrous cult in particular. They were common to almost all cults.
Is it not what the Buddhists worship? The Buddha, those Chinese people, this is what they worship. So what is this thing doing in the Roman Catholic Church? What is it doing over there? We have different type of religion. We have the Buddha, Hindu, Skinnism, yoga, hoo-ha, fire worshippers, Islamic, Judaism, Christianity, and a lot. So what is this thing doing in the Church of Roman Catholic?
Candles commonly appear in numerous rites of pagans. And it proves that the use of candles in the Catholic Church comes from sun worship.
Sun worship. So, guys, this is what is happening, and the truth needs to be told. The truth needs to be told. We need to learn know what is happening before. If these people come, they say they are offering us a religion, we have to know what they worship before adopting their own. Africa was there long time before European countries came. So why would they come with this fake religion and tell us that they have a religion which is not correct? They themselves, they don't know anything about it. The people who supposed to come to our continent called Africa were the Jewish people. They have the truth, but they didn't come. It was the European people, the Romans, who came, and these Romans worship idol. Do you think they came with the truth? No. In the next video, we'll be looking at these three religions. These are the major three religion groups that a lot of people fall under it. The Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. We will be looking at this and we'll go into it deeply. So let's watch our last video and end the video here. This is our last video.
The Inquisition, run by the Catholic Church, is evidence that shows how...
You see, the Inquisition of the Catholic Church, the Inquisition was run by the Catholic Church. You see, I'm begging each and everyone who is watching this video, don't get mad at me. The truth needs to be told. Memma ubu enfume kra. No krana was said, no krana endedi. Yes, Because Africa, what is happening here in Africa, Christianity has become something that the politicians are stealing, the Christians are stealing. They go to the you go to the market to meet these people, they will, cheat you. Sunday, they'll go and sit in the church room and be praising God. What are they praising?
Corrupt and cruel the Catholic Church is. The Inquisition, which was established for religious trials.
So you'll be looking at the number of people that the Catholic Church has killed just simple because the people refuse to worship idols. When you talk about their things that they worship, they'll try to, eliminate you, take you out of the system. They killed about 6 million Jewish. So when you look at the story of the Jewish people and the African, it seems it looks a little similar. How the Jewish people suffered and how the Africans also suffered. But as I said, I will not talk much. But in the next video, we'll be going into deep. How come the Jewish people are now solid? That not today, not even America can even stand Israel. But yet still, Africa is still under, control of these Europeans. If you try not to abide by their rules, they put sanction on you. Israel has become totally free. No other country can stand Israel. Which of the European country can Ghana or Nigeria will say that, we will be able to, defend ourselves when America or Britain or Russia, China try to attack us? We'll be able to stand. Is it Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Cameroon, or who? Which of the African country? But Russia, America cannot even stand Israel. They also pass through this hell.
Became a transnational institution of the Catholic Church. It was devised to condemn heretics designated by the Catholic Church. Heretics defined by the Catholic Church were the Christians who opposed the false insistence and doctrine.
Let me explain something here. The people that were killed were not Christians, so they were Jewish. Christianity was formed by the Roman Catholic Church. Those days, we have two religions, Christianity and Judaism. So the people that were killed were the Jewish people, not Christians. Christians were the Romans, the Roman Catholic people. They were the Christians. The Jewish were the people that the Catholic were killing. So let us get something here right.
Of the Pope and wanted to live by the Bible. To rule over the world as they want. The popes tried to get rid of the Bible and restricted people from reading it. Pope Alexander III labeled those who read the Bible as heretics and commanded to confine Christians who were condemned as heretics to expropriate their property. Pope Innocent III instituted the Inquisition and launched crusades to combat heresy. Numerous Christians were killed and dispossessed of their properties. Pope Gregory IX claimed to punish heretics who did not repent and appointed the Order of St. Dominic as the Inquisitor. Pope Innocent IV promulgated the bull Ad Extirpanda, explicitly authorizing torture, and commanded to burn everyone who opposed Catholicism. Here is the salient religious trial of the century. Giordano Bruno, a medieval astronomer, was charged as a heretic by the Catholic Church and burned at the stake. The reason he was burned was that he denied the geocentric theory and insisted on the heliocentric theory. After that, Galilei verified that the Earth revolves around the Sun. But he too was declared a heretic and was forced to recant his heliocentric view. Joan of Arc, Maid of Orleans, who saved France from a crisis, was burned at the stake as a witch by the Inquisition. As years went by, the Inquisition helped the Pope exercise his extraterritoriality. To stay in power, the Catholic Church accused those who stood against them of being heretic and eliminated them. If a person was charged of being a heretic once, he had no right to have counsel. He was severely tortured and ended up being imprisoned for life or executed by fire. The Inquisition was the most infamous and devilish thing in human history. It was devised by the popes and used by them for 500 years to maintain their power. For its record, none of the subsequent lines of holy and infallible popes have ever apologized. He was given power to make war against the saints and to conquer them. Historians estimate that in the Middle Ages and early Reformation era, more than 50 million martyrs perished at the hands of the papacy.
Jesus Christ, 50 million people. Oh God. 50 million people will perish at the hands of the world, papacy, the church, the popes killed about 50 million people, 50 million Jewish.
During the Dark Ages,
So, oh God, God.
50 million innocent people were killed. In order to increase its wealth and power, the Catholic Church killed a great number of people. It is a distortion of history to call a murderer the apostle of peace. The Bible describes the crimes of the Catholic Church as below.
I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints, the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. He will speak against the Most High and oppress his saints and try to change the set times and the laws. The saints will be handed over to him for a time, times, and half a time.
The Roman Catholic Church was Babylon the Great that ruthlessly killed innocent people who followed Jesus. The crimes of the Roman Catholic Church, which are prophesied in the Bible, are clearly seen in history.
Okay, so guys, this is what happened to most of the people who try to stand or defend the word of God, or those that were able to, I'm very, very sad, man. Very, very sad. This is what happened. And so no wonder if they came to our continent and enslave us. They have already destroyed a lot of souls. The Jewish people has suffered a lot. That's why now when you go to Israel, everybody, we have what they call self-defense. Everybody is having guns on him or her to defend yourself. Anytime you hear there's war, you have to, prepare. don't go to the house and go and take your guns and all those things. So everybody is having gun on him or her. That's what is happening. So guys, I beg you, if today's your first time watching of S.K.M Media 7, can you do me a favor and like this video and share? I'll be coming with another video. For that one, we'll be going into deeply the three basic religion that a lot of people fall under it. How how the Christianity came to existing, how the Jewish people and the Islam. Is Christianity a religion at all? Is Christianity a religion? We'll be looking at that in the next video. Is Christianity a religion? And which are the two religions, or the one that was being established by God? We'll be looking at that. And the people that brought the religion, are they the right people? And why is it that the Jewish people rather did not come with their religion called Judaism? The reason why they did not mingle themselves with the Gentiles, we'll be looking at that. Why the Jewish people don't come closer to the Gentiles, we'll be looking at that. Why we have Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. We'll be going to that one deeply, and we have videos and pictures, to show. This one I have some pictures to show, but I don't know why the pictures were not, showing. So kindly forgive me for that. I have a lot of video pictures to show to you, but it was not coming. So thank you for watching S.K.M Media 7. God bless you for watching this video. Power.